The BIA follows the principles of our strategic plan, promoting, advocating, and collaborating with member businesses and enhancing the area through beautification plans. We work closely with our direct and indirect stakeholders with varying needs ranging from immediate operational needs to more strategic long-term needs. We work towards our objectives with BIA partners locally, citywide, provincially, nationally, and internationally to benefit from collective collaboration. Regular conferences, seminars, webinars, and other forms of communication support BIA efforts in achieving goals and objectives. Recently, the BIA participated in a seminar with Progressive Urban Management Associates on its Global Trends 2020 report that examines trends through multiple lenses, including demographics and lifestyles. It highlights how areas such as shifts in transportation and mobility, the power of place, continued advances in technology, changing consumer behaviors, changing Canadian demographics, climate change, and social equity are impacting the shape of cities and the role of downtowns. Developed with our Board of Directors, the BIA focuses on 5 key strategic priority areas. There are a number of issues that the BIA participates in and advocates on in these areas. The BIA is involved in a number of advocacy issues. One of the most important is planning and development. We work closely with our planners, developers, and local councillor. Tracked and monitored in our Urban Growth and Development document, from pre-application to recently completed, the BIA has over 37 active development projects. Our development checklist provides us with a reporting guideline based on the principles of our master plan. Most important to the BIA is the site plan review process, where at-grade elements and streetscape plans are circulated and finalized. During the site plan review, we make recommendations for the city and developers to create a more vibrant street. The BIA continues to work with the city to update our streetscape plan to create a unified look throughout the area that meets with the approval of the various departments at City Hall, including Parks and Forestry, Urban Design, and Transportation Services. We meet regularly with city planners and have meetings with the province in regard to the provincial growth plan amendments to TO Core Downtown Plan. This year, the province made amendments to the official plan, which further made amendments to the TO Core Downtown Plan. Some changes include the transitioning from current Section 37 to a different community benefits charges system. It is proposed that the specified date for municipalities to transition to community benefits is January 1st, 2021. The downtown plan contains retail policies to ensure key streets remain vibrant and animated. We have met with the city about the proposed updates on priority retail streets regulations, with criteria for street front enhancement for developments. The BIA is an active member in the consultations on King Spadina secondary plan amendments. We continue to monitor the amendments, and the city is currently working towards an updated revised plan, which is expected at the end of 2019. Toronto Hydro is currently on Phase 2 of its work on John Street, with work continuing between Queen and Richmond. The John Street corridor improvements are a major hydro project. Following the completion of hydro work, the road reconstruction, road realignment, and construction of the pedestrian corridor will occur. Our John Street Advisory Committee plays a vital role in ensuring our members have early notifications on all construction activity. Upon completion, the street will have wider sidewalks, tree canopy, and new lighting, making this an accessible, pedestrian-friendly, desirable street. Metrolinx and Infrastructure Ontario have released the initial business case for the proposed Ontario Line. The Ontario Line includes a portion of the city's Relief Line South, but the Ontario Line expands north to Ontario Science Centre and south to Exhibition Ontario Place. The proposed Ontario Line reflects city and provincial planning goals. The proposed stations in the King Spadina secondary plan area are located in places where the TO Core Downtown Plan directs population and employment growth, with opportunities for transit-oriented development at the station locations. The BIA has participated in provincial meetings and attended the technical announcement of the province's 4 priority subway projects. We continue to express the importance of the downtown transit plan to the province and the city. Serious concerns have been raised from a number of stakeholders regarding issues about flooding and flood damage on their properties. The BIA met with Deputy City Manager, Infrastructure Services, and member businesses in February 2019 to discuss these concerns. The City currently has 5 Toronto Water Key initiatives underway to address the downtown core flooding. The BIA has endorsed the City Council's motion to accelerate the Don River Waterfront Flood Plan from 20 years to 10 years. This plan will support the downtown stormwater drainage. The City met with the BIA and stakeholders in October 2019 regarding EA Class for Simcoe Area Flood Plan. At the October meeting, the City outlined the 5 studies underway, and they have requested direct stakeholder support to ensure all mitigation measures resolve flooding issues on public and private property. The BIA will advocate to the other levels of government around the urgency of funding support for the necessary infrastructure upgrades that these studies determine. The BIA is part of the Business Coalition advocating for commercial property tax reform. 2 files we are actively monitoring are the Commercial Tax Competitiveness Ratio and Highest and Best Use. We continue to monitor the street-involved activity in our area. The City Shelter Support and Housing Administration, street outreach workers, work with us on identifying and encouraging individuals to seek shelter with the goal of being housed. We continue to work with 52 Division and BIA stakeholders on street-involved activity by providing stakeholders with a reporting form that is designed for tracking reported incidents such as theft, damage, assault, harassment, etc. The information collected from the reports will help police in determining the level of increased policing resources that are required in the neighborhood. The social housing supply is grossly insufficient, with over 26,000 applicants in 2018, while only 2,898 were housed. There are over 8,000 homeless individuals who may or may not use shelters and may or may not successfully be encouraged to seek housing. Part of the current crisis for those who want to be housed is that there is a housing shortage. The Entertainment District BIA and fellow downtown BIAs recognize that to be successful with the social housing file, addictions and mental health needs must be addressed. Downtown Toronto has the greatest number of street-involved individuals. City Shelter Support and Housing Administration has indicated that the street outreach team are challenged with street-involved and homeless individuals. Opioid use and addiction rates continue to rise, partly due to the deliberate use of or products laced with fentanyl. We are currently planning a workshop administered by a mental health educator to train frontline workers, security, and property management to recognize and better understand de-escalation strategies to help mitigate harm. As one example, stakeholders have raised concerns with the Lower Simcoe underpass. The large amount of encampments are an ongoing issue. The BIA continues to work with various city divisions, including Toronto Police, to address concerns and discuss go-forward strategies. The lack of maintenance in the parks within the entertainment district has been an ongoing issue for many years. With ever-increased residential population and a strong visitor market, our park space is more important and more valuable than ever. We continue to work with staff at city parks and forestry on increasing both short-term and long-term maintenance. The BIA brought Olympic Park to the attention of city staff as it was in urgent need of landscaping. There were many dead trees, overgrown weeds, litter, and overall poor maintenance of the park. City Forestry has begun work in maintaining the landscaping in Olympic Park. Long-term maintenance-related issues are in discussions with the city to improve the overall poor conditions of our parks. This year, the BIA met with Ministry of Transportation officials and reached out to our stakeholders along the Union Station corridor for information on their individual concerns around the need for this area to be considered a sensitive site area with regards to the electrification of Metrolinx. Property and tenant information regarding EMF exposure limits and concerns around sensitive uses within sites was consolidated and submitted to the Ministry of Transportation Policy Advisor on this file. The Ministry of Transportation has issued an RFP with broad scope and may award to a company with advanced technology, which may eliminate the EMF risks. In April 2019, Toronto City Council made King Street a permanent transit priority corridor. The corridor design is intended to give priority to streetcars by prohibiting through movements for vehicles at most intersections, expanding space for streetcar stops, and allows for a balanced mix of curb lane uses including public space areas, cafes, loading zones, and taxi stands. The city is currently installing semi-permanent TTC stops and public realm fixtures, but concerns on the overall maintenance of public realm spaces persist. The BIA continues to consult with city staff on the renderings and plans for permanent TTC stops along King Street. As a result of the King Street Transit Plan, there has been an increase in general congestion on streets outside of King Street. On September 1, 2019, the new and harmonized bylaw for sidewalk cafes and marketing displays came into effect. City Council adopted the bylaw in March 2019 with the input of multiple stakeholders, including the BIA. The harmonized bylaw will modernize the regulations and allow for new configurations, such as park-led cafes and curbside cafes, create consistent guidelines to address accessibility and pedestrian movement, and standardize the application process for new permit applicants. Existing conditions attached to permits issued before September 1st will continue to apply, but there will be updated obligations that current permit holders need to comply with. A new noise bylaw came into effect in October 2019, following extensive consultation with stakeholders, including the BIA. It contains new amendments that would provide more overall clarity and consistency in the interpretation of the bylaw, amplified sound noise level limits, the introduction of an unreasonable persistent noise provision, and a more streamlined exemption permit process. The BIA works and advocates with Canada's Walk of Fame toward finding a legacy hub and proper home. The City of Toronto is undertaking the second phase of consultation on how to reduce the use of single-use plastics and takeaway items, such as single-use eating utensils, plastic and paper bags, hot and cold drink cups, straws, foam cups, and food containers. We have encouraged members in restaurant delivery and food court quick service to define solutions by in-person and written feedback to city staff. The BIA supported the decision of City Council to temporarily ban e-scooters on public sidewalks and pedestrian ways until a regulatory and permitting framework is presented. We continue to advocate that parking of e-scooters should be restricted to designated private property areas where agreements exist between property owner and e-scooter operator. We are very interested in working with the city on the planning of potential parking and docking stations and/or other alternatives for keeping e-scooters organized. Through an amendment to the Highway Traffic Act, it is expected that the province will approve the use of e-scooters on roadways in early 2020, with an expectation that you will begin to see them on Toronto roads in spring 2020. Currently, short-term permits are issued to contractors doing utility cut repairs to roads and sidewalks without a proper communication strategy to notify the community. We are working with City Transportation Services on providing greater communications to the BIA on road closures so we in turn can inform our members on areas that may impact their business. The BIA continues to update members of ongoing road restrictions and road construction in the district, including the York Path construction, the Richmond Water Main replacement, and the John Street Corridor improvements construction. We continue to work with the local residents associations in our district, collaborating together on a number of issues including public safety and rising concerns around gun violence. Safety and security continues to be an ever-increasing concern for businesses and residents in the area. Safety measures for large venue locations continue to be implemented by the city and police. The BIA participates regularly in safety-related meetings with key stakeholders including 52 Division Police, Fire Services, and EMS. As a component of the regular Safe Group meetings, the BIA attended a risk management seminar presented by Stay Safe Instructional Programs. The seminar covered a variety of topics related to security guards, the use of force, and changes to the criminal code that can affect members who have in-house or contracted security guards in place. The BIA is hosting a risk management seminar that is being offered to licensed late-night operators, for their managers and their security staff. We are currently working with one of our parking lot owner members to provide a discounted parking program incentive for restaurants. An information session was held in October to discuss this program with BIA members. We have partnered with Waterfront BIA in developing options to transform the Gardner underpasses into safer, more attractive, and inviting connections between the downtown core and waterfront. The first underpass to undergo transformation was the Reese Street corridor this past October. It adds reflective gold paint, sidewalk expansions, pedestrian marking enhancements, and added lighting, quotes, and more to make the spaces feel safer, brighter, and more welcoming. We continue to work with our contractors on maintenance issues in the area. Our contractor uses a wide variety of equipment and machinery when maintaining the public realm. This includes snow removal, customized street sweepers, power washers, sidewalk cleaning steamers, and more. Over and above the responsibilities of our Clean Streets contractor, we also respond quickly to member complaints. This includes illegally dumped items that are impacting the areas surrounding their businesses. Litter continues to be a problem in our district. The poorly designed city litter bins and the ongoing issues of litter vandalism has led to overflowing garbage on our streets. The increasing concerns around our litter bins has led us to open discussions and meetings with solid waste management and the litter bin design management team to determine a plan that ensures litter is picked up and the bins are functioning. This is also providing an opportunity for discussions around a new bin design. We are working directly with member businesses on litter solutions. By providing conveniently located receptacles in compliance with the 9-meter distance, businesses are able to direct their employees and guests to designated smoking areas. We have piloted a few locations with our members by creating spaces for employees to smoke while complying with the 9-meter distance. Our flower program continues to add vibrancy and beautification throughout the neighborhood. The current program includes flower baskets on hydro poles and planters along a number of sidewalks, as well as Richmond, Adelaide, and Simcoe bike lanes. Our pole wraps and pole paints are anti-adhesive and deter graffiti, postering, and tagging. This year, we replaced pole wraps on Adelaide and King Street West and repainted the Spadina Avenue poles. Through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our website, we promote events, attractions, activities, and our member businesses. This is a neighborhood filled with great stories to tell, and we welcome your ideas for future blog posts and features on our website. Our online business directory on our website is designed to include all of the businesses in the district. Please visit the directory to ensure you're part of our member listing. The directory is a great resource for businesses, local residents, and visitors to the area. This past year, we developed and distributed business cards with our directory information and provided them to our hospitality members, including hotel concierge, in order to distribute to visitors for access to our directory. The BIA Board of Directors agreed that the organization should explore the idea of expanding its boundary west to Bathurst. The area between Spadina and Bathurst currently does not have a BIA. The growth and development of this area parallels the entertainment districts and would be a natural addition to this area. We will continue to explore this potential expansion. We have held 2 public consultation meetings for stakeholders, and we are currently planning a 3rd. We will provide you with further updates as we continue exploring this process. The BIA is currently exploring the possibility of a name change. We are looking into a name change exercise for a potentially more inclusive name for all BIA members, while keeping the entertainment district as a highly desirable brand that can continue to be used by members who best associate with this name. We will provide you with updates as we continue to explore this potential name change exercise. Your continued feedback and contribution to the BIA is greatly appreciated, and we look forward to another year of programs in support of our great neighborhood. Thank you.